Over the past couple of years, I've made over 100 different types of sandwiches. And if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that a great sandwich is only as good as its sauce. Today, I'm going to show you some of my favorite sauces that can take any sandwich to the next level. Whether you like it spicy, creamy, herby or smoky, I'm sure one of these sauces will be your new favorite. Now, the great thing is these sauces aren't just for sandwiches. You can add them to everyday meals to level up anything from grilled meats, veggies, salads, tacos, burgers, and even pizzas. Let's get started. Okay, so first up, I'm going to show you how to make mayonnaise from scratch. This is going to be the base for our next two sauces that I'm going to show you in this video. Now, you can always go and get it from the shops, but I'll show you how easy it is to make it from home. Since we're using raw eggs, you can go with pasteurized eggs if you're worried about food safety, but if you're confident in your eggs, a high quality pasture-raised egg works great too. Okay, so first step, in a tall jar, add in your oil. I'm using avocado oil here. 1 egg, Dijon mustard, salt, vinegar, then using an immersion blender, cover the egg and blend until emulsified, then slowly lift the blender up to mix the rest together. If you find it's quite thick, you can always add a few tablespoons of water to get a smoother consistency. And that's how simple it is to make a base mayonnaise. Since this is made with fresh eggs, no preservatives, homemade mayonnaise should be stored in the fridge in an airtight container and used within 2 to 3 days for the best quality. All right, so now you've got your mayonnaise, whether it's store-bought or you followed this recipe, now we're gonna be making a roasted garlic and horseradish mayonnaise. Grab yourself a whole garlic bulb and cut the top off to reveal the cloves. Then place it onto a sheet of foil, drizzle with olive oil and a pinch of salt. Wrap it up tightly and roast in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. Once done, allow to cool. In a blender, add in 100 grams of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of horseradish cream, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and for the most satisfying part, squeeze out all of that roasted garlic and now you're ready to blend. Just get those bits off the side and we'll blend it one more time. There we have it. This is one of my favorites to pair with beef. It's creamy, a little bit punchy from the horseradish, and nice and balanced with that roasted garlic. That is delicious. Yum. Transfer to a clean jar and store in the fridge where it will last for about 2 to 3 days. Be sure to label your jar with the date to keep track of the freshness. Now, if you're looking to put these sauces to good use, I've left a list of brief sandwich ideas in the description below for you to try at home. Now, this next sauce is a Chilli Crisp Mayo. Now, if you are looking to go all out and make the Chilli Crisp Oil yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below for a video on how to make it. Or alternatively, you can just head over to the shops and grab a jar yourself. All right, this is a nice and easy one. In a bowl, add 100 grams of mayonnaise along with 2 tablespoons of Chilli Crisp oil. Mix together. You can also add 1 tablespoon of water to smooth it out a little. This mayonnaise is fantastic for any Asian style sandwiches and of course, just as great for other dishes like bao buns, rice bowls, and crispy fried chicken. It's definitely one of my favorites for adding that extra depth of flavor. Gotta give it a taste test. The flavors from that chili oil is just so good in this mayonnaise. You can always adjust for spice depending on your tolerance, but I find that amount is perfect. Store in a clean jar and use within 2 to 3 days. Another simple one which I won't show today is blending chipotle peppers in adobo sauce with mayonnaise for a smoky, slightly spicy kick, perfect for Mexican inspired food. Okay, next up, we're gonna be making a Herby Mayo. Now we've got a few different ingredients here. The great thing about this one is it's pretty versatile. You can use it on sandwiches, but then you could also use it as a salad dressing as well. You might just need to water it down a little bit with some water, just to make it a little bit more of that runnier consistency. In a blender, add 100 grams of Greek yogurt, 60 grams of mayonnaise, juice from half a lemon, 2 anchovies, 15 grams of fresh parsley, 5 grams of fresh tarragon, 5 grams of fresh dill, 5 mint leaves, 1 small garlic clove, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, followed by half a teaspoon of salt and a few rotations of fresh black pepper. Blend for 30 to 40 seconds, then store in a clean jar and use within 2 to 3 days, or even a little longer if you're using store-bought mayonnaise. I love using this in wraps, drizzling over my rice bowls. It's also great as a dip for roasted veggies or drizzled over crispy potatoes. The mix of fresh herbs and tangy yogurt is a fantastic addition to many dishes. Next up is a variation of a pesto that I absolutely love. Red pepper pesto. It's smoky, sweet, fresh, and full of flavour. Let's get into it. Now to make this easy, I'm using jarred roasted red peppers. You can absolutely roast your own if you like. Just make sure when you do it, you remove the skin, seed, and membrane. In a blender, add 150 grams of roasted peppers or capsicums, 25 grams of fresh basil, 20 grams of pistachios, 1 garlic clove, 15 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano or Pecorino, half a teaspoon of salt, 3 rotations of cracked black pepper, and 125 mils of extra virgin olive oil. Blend until combined, then place into a clean jar. This will last for about a week in the fridge, and it's great for any Italian style paninis, pizzas, and even pasta. Now, if you are wanting to make more of a traditional basil pesto, just leave those capsicums or peppers out and add another 10 grams of basil leaves to the recipe. And last but not least, chimichurri. Now this is fantastic on steak sandwiches, grilled chicken, grilled fish, just a great all-rounder sauce. A quick note, I always make sure to wash my herbs and spin them dry in a salad spinner. There's nothing worse than finding bits of dirt in your sauce, so don't skip this step if you're using fresh herbs. A salad spinner is a game changer in the kitchen, saving you time and hassle compared to drying them with paper towels. So if you don't have one, I definitely recommend getting one. So we've got fresh parsley. All you want to do is just peel the leaves off of the stalk. We don't want to keep that stalk in there, it's quite bitter. So just using your fingers, ripping the leaves off, discarding that stalk. You can just use that if you wanted to for a stock. All right, so to cut your parsley up, you kind of want to use your opposite hand to just bunch it up as tight as you can, and then just running your knife through. Just for that first chop, you can sort of see how I'm kind of just gathering all those leaves, pushing up to the back of the blade, and then just running that knife. And then from there, we're just rocking our knife over the top. Okay, so from there, we're just gonna place that into a mixing bowl. And then the next herb we're gonna be using is some fresh oregano. Same thing here, just picking off those leaves. Now you can use dry oregano if you can't get your hands onto fresh oregano. So just picking off those leaves, leaving that stem behind. And just like your parsley, give that a good chop. In that goes. Then we've got 1 chili. I think I'm only just going to use half of this. I'm going to remove the seeds and the membrane as well. Just run the spoon off the back just to remove those seeds. You can always leave the seeds in there if you're a chili lover. Start by thinly slicing it lengthwise, then turn the slices and finally dice them for a smaller, more even cut. Chop up your garlic. Here we go with the garlic. Then add in 1/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, half a teaspoon of salt, and a few rotations of fresh cracked black pepper. Give it a good mix. When storing chimichurri in the fridge, the olive oil will solidify slightly, so before serving, just take it out and let it sit at room temperature for about 10 to 15 minutes so the oil can settle. Give it a good stir and you're good to go. This will keep in the fridge for up to 5 to 7 days. Now, just one thing that I wanted to mention, if you do decide to use that homemade mayonnaise, the shelf storage will be about 2 to 3 days. But if you do decide to use store-bought mayonnaise for the base, it will get more closer to that 4 to 6 days storage. So there we have it, my 5 go-to sauces that will level up not only your sandwiches, but other dishes too. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and drop a comment below and let me know which sauce you're gonna try next. I'll see you in the next video.